So now these guys are driving for like 10 minutes. It's the fucking middle of the night, and they're driving, and then they stop next to like this a deserted road, and a white shitbox Honda pulls up next to them, and there's 2 Haitian guys inside. And the military police tell me get off and get in the car with them. So now I'm like, okay, dude, what the fuck's going on? Mm-hmm. Welcome everybody. My name is Steve Adamopoulos, one of the hosts of the Hustle podcast, also a filmmaker, photographer. Shout out to King's Court Productions. This is LOWKEY MTL.
Prochaine station.
LOWKEY MTL.
You're a host of the podcast called the Hustle Podcast, and you guys are, I guess, like primarily artists, or you guys do all kinds of.
We interview everybody, everybody that has a hustle going on,
right.
Something entrepreneurial, something it could be sports, somebody that's out there getting it, basically.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what we that's our bread and butter, so to say.
Okay, awesome.
If you're interesting, you got a hustle going on, we want to talk to you. Primarily, it's looking like a lot of artists lately, but
that's what tends to happen.
It tends to happen because they're the ones that are reaching out the most.
Yeah.
And we do try to split it up by putting different things into the mix. You know what I mean? We got like a health coach. We got a guy that's real estate investing, and so we mix it up. But the primary is musicians, and I find it's a good way for them to show themselves on the scene. Like we were talking earlier, there's not that many Anglo outlets, platforms promoting these guys. And I want to hear their stories. I want to sit down with the guy, get to know them more than just that one song you heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Get to know their personality.
Yeah.
That also allows them to get a better audience too, because people get to know them as an artist.
And it's people get to know them as an artist.
Yeah.
And they also get to walk away with an hour of them talking about what they want to talk about. They got sound bites they can use for their Instagrams and everything. And it's like besides us having some content for the YouTube or something, they have content for their fans.
Right.
And they're like, we opened up, you know what I mean? We opened up to you. You know a little bit more about me. You know the type of person I am. You know stuff from my childhood. And you connect more with the person that way, you know?
For sure. Yeah, exactly. It's their brand too. It's like their personality.
Yeah.
What gave you the idea to start it?
It was during the lockdown, actually.
Okay.
During the lockdown, and I was looking because I started a series called The Hustle. I started the series called The Hustle that I was going around prior to the podcast.
And prior to COVID, or
I think it was right when COVID. No, it was prior to COVID. Yeah. So it was prior to COVID, and I was doing this series that I would go around and basically film people, do a 1-minute video, 1 minute little cinematic video of the dude like he's in the boxing gym, fucking beating up a bag and stuff. You know what I mean? Put some inspirational music, maybe some quotes in there, and at the end, this is the person.
So it was just a series for YouTube.
Exactly. So I started this little 1-minute video thing, and I think like while that was going on, that's when I started writing a movie script called Can't Stop the Hustle.
Okay.
So it's like it's gonna be a full-length movie. It's been in the works for 2 years now.
Okay.
We wanted to film it during the restrictions. That didn't work out.
Okay.
So,
just for locations.
Yeah.
And
No,
stuff?
it's just the fact that there's so many people involved.
Right.
Okay. You know, you can't be this many people in the building.
Right,
all this bullshit. So we decided to play it safe and put it on the back burner until things are looking up.
Are you adding to the idea as it's on the back burner?
The script is fully written.
Okay. But do you ever get like new like ideas and like I don't know how script writing works.
Well, the script itself, I came up with the idea. Basically, it's a story about a rapper that comes out of jail. A lot of turmoil in his life. You know, he's trying to go straight, but the streets are trying to pull him back in.
Okay. Is it in the city of Montreal?
Yeah, it's in the city of Montreal. I have it casted already. Shout out to Tech Luciano.
Okay.
He's going to be playing the main character on the movie, in the movie. And it's a what's it called? It's a very intense script. See how well we can accomplish the movie. But if you see the quality of my work that I put out, it's very cinematic, and I don't doubt that we will put something great out for the people to see. And not that many people in the city can say that, dude, there's a Montreal-made movie that looks like it belongs on Netflix or something.
100%.
So that's what we're trying to do with that.
Are you guys releasing it on YouTube?
We don't know anything about the distribution side of it yet, but if it looks really good, I have people that have
so maybe you can sell
connections for distribution and stuff. Maybe we might sell it. You never know.
Did you guys start filming it yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No. So during that, I wrote the script, and I had that series called The Hustle. And at the same time, I'm like I always wanted to sit down with people and chit chat, you know what I mean? Get to know them better, network a bit. So I'm like, well, it would be great to do a podcast. And I remember it was years ago. I had asked a friend in the city about renting a podcast space. Like, how much would it cost, this and that. And at that point, there was nothing really available to rent. Like, all these guys that were doing podcasts, they were doing it for themselves. And they weren't really renting out their space. So I forgot about it, put it in the back of my head. I'm like, forget the podcast for now. And during the time, writing the script, doing the little series, I remember seeing an ad floating around on Facebook or Instagram. And it was for this Studio Rush. I saw it floating around, and it's like podcast space rental. I'm like, fuck, okay, perfect. So I went, I checked it out. I really liked how big it was, how spacious it was.
Was it a shared podcast space where other podcasters come in?
Well, it's a studio itself. It's a studio, and it doubles as if you want to do a podcast setup, they'll go grab the mics, they'll set you up.
Okay.
And they can put you on the couches, whatever the hell you want to set up. It's up to you. I know there's a few other, I don't know if it's podcasts or mini shows that do get filmed there.
Because you have a lot of props and stuff. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. The props, that was built over time.
Okay, so you don't remove that when you leave?
No, I
Okay, it's like a permanent setup.
Yeah, it's permanent. We just take it down, put it on a trolley. And then we load it up again when it's ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I had the opportunity to do that too, but I just didn't understand the concept of being able to bring all this stuff on a trolley. You'd have to bolt it together or something, I guess.
Well, I don't know about this setup. Unless does this stuff move or what?
Yeah. It's all just
exactly.
Yeah, so it could fall any second.
Look, the thing is, if you would do it, if you would have that tear up, then put it back up, I think it would take you a bit of time to get it to look the way you want it to look.
Yeah, especially if
it's going to eat up too much time out of
consistency. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So
unless they bolt it all together somehow.
Exactly. Unless you glue these glue them up. Yeah, trust me.
Yeah, you can swear on this podcast.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, awesome. So now, how long have you been doing the podcast for now? Is it
the podcast, I think we did the first episode around, it was last year. I can't remember when. Maybe June, July, before that.
Okay, in the summer of last year.
Maybe, I think it was May, actually. It was May.
Okay, so summertime.
We're at 36 episodes at this point, so.
Yeah, that's crazy. I only have 33 now filmed, but so that means you guys are pumping out
I want to stay consistent because I find in this day and age, if you don't stay consistent, the brand's not going to build itself.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the viewership. People are going to forget about the show.
100%.
Which I've seen some good podcasts in the city that they did a few episodes and I don't see them doing any more episodes. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. While I was coming up with the idea of this as well, I would sometimes see 3 episodes of some podcast. It kind of has a similar, we both kind of have a similar setup, right? And a vibe. And I'm like, oh, okay, looks like someone's doing it. So I'll kind of put this stuff on pause and then I'll watch and then it's not consistent anymore. So that was one of the main things that I was afraid of too.
Yeah.
Okay, am I going to be consistent? I got to put this out every time. And I'm a one-man team. So in order to do that, I just promise myself that I'm going to just, no matter what, just keep putting it out,
Yeah.
And that is the best way to grow because that's when people start reaching out to you and et cetera,
Yeah, you got to treat it like a TV show, right?
Yeah.
It's you want to be consistent. Try to put it out the same day, same time.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's an issue, but whatever, you roll with the punches.
Yeah.
And as long as people get one a week, I find they're happy.
So you're doing one a week since May, you're at 36.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. One a week. I think maybe for the holidays we were off for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because it's even on TV. Christmas time. There's no new stuff.
Yeah.
We play reruns and stuff, so I was just posting old clips and sharing stories and posting other artists. That's what we like doing too. We like to, if I'm not super busy because I got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, it's hard to become one of those content pages as well because they have to pump out like 3 to like 10 posts a day.
Exactly. So that's why I try to big up the artist. You know what I mean? If I'm scrolling through and I see a song or something, I'll share it on the page.
Because you're doing it all manually, right?
Yeah, doing it all manually, all by myself.
Yeah. Okay, you're a one-man team too?
Well, no, I have my co-host, but they don't handle the Instagram.
Yeah.
They don't do the editing. We just come, sit down, talk.
Right. And if they're like, say they're busy or something, you're still gonna show up and like,
If they're busy, I do it by myself.
Right. Okay, that's sick. So that way it's like no matter what, every week it's happening.
Yeah, exactly. And we like to like have some in the bank. So let's say once we set up a show, we normally do 2 episodes in a day.
Okay.
That way there's always one in the bank. If something happens one week, we know we got one in the bank that we can just move with that.
Are you trying to order your guests in a way?
I tried. It doesn't work.
No way.
No, I wanted to be like, okay, we're gonna have an athlete today, and then we're gonna have a rapper, and it just doesn't work, dude.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to bank up some content and be like that, like it's hard for sure. Yeah, what other kind of guests would you want on your podcast besides artists?
Well, look, the next thing we're trying to do, because I find it's in the city, it's hard to find like these
the crypto guys.
No, not crypto guys. It's like, okay, let's say you're watching YouTube,
right?
And you're watching, let's say, Vlad TV or whatever it is. There's a guy talking about how he used to be a big drug kingpin and spent 20 years in prison. I'd like to speak to one of these guys.
From Montreal.
Well, I don't know who in Montreal would be willing to speak about that.
That's true.
Because they're probably still involved in that shit.
Yeah.
Or they're just like, dude, I don't want people to know my business.
Yeah.
And I find it's mostly American guys that they like a little bit of fame and they're like, they're just talking about all the crazy shit he did in the 80s or the 90s. And there's some guys that I've seen their interviews and I'm like, I don't think the guy asked them the best questions. So I'm like, I'd like to message him and say, can we do an interview online, obviously?
Yeah, like a Zoom interview.
So we're going to do we're having a setup created right now. It's going to be an in-house little setup.
Okay.
And we're going to have like the same theme. It's going to say Hustle Worldwide on the back.
Neon. Nice.
Neon Hustle Worldwide. I'm going to have the same type of artwork in the room. And it's going to be online interviews with dudes that can't make it to sit down on the table with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have time for that too?
Look, I think if I just do one a week for that.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful because I can do it whatever time I want.
True.
It's going to be in-house, you know what I mean?
Right. And it's online. So
it's online, and it's going to be like one angle. There's not much cutting involved on that, so it's going to be pretty simple.
Do you have somebody manning like the camera angles as you're shooting?
It's actually, I just set them up, me and Michael from Studio Rush. We set up the cameras.
Yeah.
We look at the frame and then press record.
But if 2 cameras are filming at the same time, how do you switch back and forth? Do you do that in post?
It's in the edit. It's in the post.
Oh, it is in edit. Okay.
It's in the edit.
Yeah. Because I feel like that would save a lot of time, just like being able to switch between cameras like while you're filming.
Yeah, and I just don't know how to do that. I've never done it before.
Yeah, no, it's like a whole different. I think it's like an online like streaming system.
Actually, I've seen that. They've been promoting it a lot lately. It's it basically automatically cuts to when somebody starts talking.
Yeah, there's also I saw another Instagram ad where they're selling cameras. They're selling like hardware along with the software, and if you have to buy these cameras in order to have that thing with the camera switch. I think that's probably what you said.
Yeah, that's the one. It's usually for conferences or...
exactly. Yeah. So tell me more about like the filming side of things. How did you start getting into like videography and like filming? Did you go to school for it? Or
No. I learned pretty much everything off YouTube, from peers and stuff like that. I got into making music videos around 20-something years old.
Okay.
I got into making music videos. I had a partner back then. We had another production company called Cold North Productions back then. And
it was just primarily
music videos. Just music videos. But we besides never studied anything. Just picked up the camera and thought everything would look beautiful, right? Oh, press record, shoot, and then you got yourself a video. That's not how it works. I look at those videos back then. I'm like, oh, dude, they were.
But what drove you to do it? Because you thought it would be easy.
Well, I was a rapper back then.
Okay.
So I was rapping.
Okay.
I was rapping, and rappers need music videos. So we're like, let's shoot our own music videos.
Right.
It's going to cost too much money to keep
Like
buying them, paying for a music video. Might as well shoot your own. And at the same time, when that happened, we're shooting our own videos. We're like, people want videos.
We could offer that.
We can offer the videos. The only thing is, like, I find we weren't ready for it. You know what I mean? The whole business side of the thing, it wasn't, we weren't meshing well. Like, I remember we were supposed to go incorporate the company, and we were right in front of the building to incorporate. And we got into a fight over percentages. It was me and my partner and another friend of mine that we were going to go three-way on the thing. And we get into a fight over percentages.
It's always a common problem.
So, like, we're about to go sign this shit. So we get into a little argument over percentages. And
the whole idea
the whole idea just crumbles, and we stopped fucking with each other basically the video tip. We're still friends and everything, but it's just like
it's not gonna work out. Maybe it was for the better, because the worst thing you want is, like, once you're incorporated, having problems afterwards.
Like after that happened, like, I just pretty much I started doing some other video stuff on my own. And I like linked up with this dude that was shooting my videos. So we had like a mutual relationship on mutual. It was beneficial for the both of us. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, shoot my videos. You can use this camera. I had a Canon 5D at that point.
Oh, okay. You offered the camera?
Yeah.
Okay. He didn't have a camera.
Well, he had a camera, but it wasn't as good.
Okay.
So I'm like, dude, I have a Canon 5D. I'm like, that's the one he shot X-Men with. You know what I mean? Well, some scenes of X-Men. So I'm like, want to shoot the videos? You can use the camera when you need to. And when I need it back, just come drop me off the camera. Like I'm basically letting him use my camera.
For sure,
You know what I mean? That shit cost like $4,000 back then, that camera.
That was your first big investment into camera.
That's the first big investment. So anyways, this guy shoots me 2-3 videos. And then I needed the camera because at that point, I invested into a restaurant.
Okay.
So I invested into a restaurant. I became a restaurant owner.
What were you doing for work at the time when you were just...
I was working in a restaurant, and then I opened up a restaurant.
Okay, cool.
So...
was it like your own brand, everything? Like,
it was called Le Petit Boucher de Lys. It was basically a neighborhood restaurant. We had a lot of like home-style food. We had tacos, we had burgers. We had a cool little chalkboard menu, you know what I mean? Very artsy. And
what area was this around?
The Park Extension.
Okay, Park Extension.
But like I said, we were too young for that stuff. So the same issue that I had with the video company, like guys want more percentages, this and that. We had the opposite actually. When me and my other partners for this restaurant, we get into an argument over basically the main cook, the main chef, the guy that was like, I'll be the chef here, you know what I mean? I'll work 6 days a week, because he had no money to invest. We open up the restaurant, I think maybe a month, 2 months into it, this guy gets super lazy, doesn't even want to work half his hours. The whole strategy gets fucked up.
Yeah, just like like a chef's life in general is like, you gotta work like a surgeon, you know?
Dude, like, somebody just gave you a third of a restaurant for free.
Yeah, you gotta work for that.
Just gotta work for it.
Yeah.
And you live right across the street from the restaurant.
Oh, okay. You live right beside it.
right beside it.
Okay.
So I don't get how the guy was so fucking lazy, you know what I mean? And during that time, like I said, I had this I was rapping on the side. It was more of a hobby at that point, because I'm focusing on running a restaurant.
Yeah, you're like morphing into like an entrepreneur now. You're like, okay.
So I had an event. I had MTL blog coming. I had all these people coming. We had a $1 burger day.
Okay, cool.
Just to give back to the community.
Yeah.
Like today, every burger is $1. Nice homemade style burgers. You know what I mean? So people were coming, and I called my video guy back then to come shoot me a promo. He came, shot a promo for the restaurant. And the next day I call him up. I'm like, dude, can you come bring me the camera? I have a gig coming up soon.
Ghosted?
Ghosted me, bro.
No way.
He ghosted me.
Oh my God.
Ghosted me. And I'm trying to get in contact with this guy. I'm asking mutual people if you've seen him, this and that. The guy, like, I don't know what he did. Like, I don't know what happened, but he fucked me over. He stole my camera.
How long was he borrowing your camera before?
It was like at least a year.
A year of like giving it back to you.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like maybe 6 months or something, but I thought we like built a little bit of connection, trust.
I mean, after you get your camera back like twice, you're like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this guy just fucking disappears on me, dips with the camera. On Facebook, he's never posting anything on Facebook. He stops like shooting videos altogether, like because he was shooting videos for people in the city. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, I stole this camera and I gotta lay low. You know what I mean? Just don't fucking post anything. If you shoot something for somebody, like keep it real
low key.
Low key on the
his business model though.
Yeah, he's a scumbag, the guy. His name's GGP. GGP on the beat. What a scumbag.
And you haven't seen him ever since?
No, I haven't seen him ever since. Okay. But if anybody does see this guy, do not trust him with anything. Apparently he's a crackhead. Okay. And we'll leave it at that. Yeah.
That's probably when MIA. You just probably went on a bender.
You probably went on a bender. Yeah. But like, because right now it's like, after that happened, I got really fucking like, I'm like, okay, fuck videos, fuck music, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna focus on the restaurant.
Yeah. I don't know what I would do if I lost this kid. This is the one camera that's been doing everything.
Dude, I'm telling you, trust me, it felt like somebody kidnapped my kid or something.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's crazy.
And
so you were focusing on the restaurant?
So I was focusing on the restaurant.
Yeah.
And it took my life away. I was there every day, because
how big of a team were you guys?
We were 3 guys.
3 guys.
3 guys. Okay, we had 1, 2, 3 employees, 4 employees, I think.
Were you guys getting like constant rush of customers and stuff? Or what was
At the beginning, we were doing really good. We had a lot of customers.
Was that primarily from the promotion stuff you guys are doing, or was it just?
I found it because we were fresh.
Yeah.
We had something that other restaurants in the neighborhood didn't have.
Okay.
And people really liked the vibe. Then it slowly started dipping because of bad employee, like a bad partnership. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this guy is like, he's letting things
slide.
Yeah, he's doing substandard shit. You know what I mean?
Especially if you're not going to be in as much, like you're not going to see what's happening. So it's going to slowly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what happened. Me, like originally, what I was just supposed to be doing at this restaurant is put money in it. And if you need help, like, or you need me to bring supplies for the restaurant, you need me to get food or something and bring it to the restaurant, cool, I'll help out. You need me to like be a waiter, cool, no problem. Yeah. But I was never supposed to be cooking.
Right.
So after this guy, the head chef, the fucking guy
he just disappeared as well?
No, him, he like literally, he said he was going to do 6 days. I think he cut it down to 3 or 4 days. 4 days, 4 days. He said he was going to do open to close. No, he cut it down to half the hours. Like, no, I got to leave at 5. And then, dude, the guy goes across the street. All you see is clouds of weed smoke coming out of his window. I'm like, oh, so that's what he's got to do. That's what he's got to do. He's got to go home and smoke weed. Yeah. And it got to the point that every little thing that this guy was doing was pissing me off. So one day I just like I don't know what it was. Like a customer came in and, he said something, he basically raised his voice at me, like I'm some fucking little bitch or something. Yeah. And I put him in check. I turned around, I'm like, dude, who put the money into this, for this restaurant? You were the tooth fairy, I go. It was me. I put the fucking money in for the restaurant. And if you don't like it, he was always threatening. He's like, oh, I'll walk out. You guys can't run this place without me. I go, take off your apron and get the fuck out of here. I told him. Dude, the guy,
those movie scenes.
He took off his apron. Yeah. Oh, you're going to regret this. He left. Apparently the guy was crying like a baby that whole day.
Was he making any money while he was doing the kitchen stuff?
Dude, I was paying his rent.
Oh, okay.
I was paying his rent. The restaurant wasn't making money, but you're getting your rent paid.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm not making any money. The other guy's not making any money. The only person everything should be reinvested back into the restaurant.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But no, now we're paying your rent every month. And this guy's like, oh, I'm taking $10 out of the cash for a pack of cigarettes. And I'm like, dude, you don't do that. You don't just go dip into
It was too like family vibes.
That's why I will never get into a business with like friends, like hardcore friends. Yeah. That you know that the outcome will result into you never talking to these people again because they just don't hold up their end of the bargain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. There's like, I've had similar situations for this because like, I'm definitely like in a position where I could use help, you know? So I did try to get some friends on board, but like right away I kind of got like the vibe of like, oh, okay, like I feel like this is going to become toxic really fast. Yeah, no. These people won't show up as much as you will because it's your project. You know? It's like, it's weird to like show up to somebody else's project if you can see their vision.
Exactly. And they're also in the back of their mind, it's also like, it's your project.
Yeah, yeah. So like, what am I doing?
Like, so I'm not getting anything out of this. Which I totally don't think that's the right mentality at all.
No, yeah.
Like, dude, if you want to build something,
yeah, like if this was something that was already built and somebody needed help, I would 100% when I started helping. The reason why I built it was because I didn't see anything anywhere. So like, fuck it, let me just do it myself and see what happens. You know?
Yeah.
And it acted as my portfolio as well. Because like you, everything was self-taught for me too. And I'm like more in music videos right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm just kind of like in a similar position as you, but like a little bit backward, like a little bit in the past.
I feel you.
But so then how did the new production company happen?
So after that, like I said, the restaurant was killing me. Yeah. At this point, like I fired the other guy.
How long was the restaurant running for before you closed it?
About 18 months, 2 years.
Okay.
Almost 2 years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So after I fired this guy, I have to pick up the slack. I gotta start cooking.
Oh, you didn't look for another cook?
Well, who you gonna find in one day? You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
The guy, I just threw the guy out. But out of...
what year is this around?
This was like 2016, 2015 maybe.
Okay, so there's like Instagram and stuff.
Yeah. It's like right when Instagram was really popping.
Yeah, for business.
Like I still have the old Instagram for the restaurant. Like I look back at it, I'm like... So... where were we?
So you're manning the kitchen now.
So this guy, throw him out of the restaurant. And as soon as he leaves, I look at the dishwasher, like helper / dishwasher that's there, my boy Sian. I turn and I look at him and I'm like, yo, you know how to, what's it called? Do you know how to cook everything? Yeah. He's like, dude, this guy pretty much makes me do everything. He's going, he doesn't even do shit. He's going, he makes me do all the prep. He makes me do the cooking when you're not around. It's like, I got this.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So as soon as he left, I'm like, you know how to turn off the oil, this and that? He's like, yeah, I know everything. Yeah. Perfect. I don't need you. I told him. So he left. He was assuming we were going to close the doors that day. Bro, we just continued as business as usual. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Did anything, like, was there a difference between him leaving and him being there at all?
The toxicity got removed from the restaurant. That's one thing. The only thing, like... because at that point, like we started having a little bit of a street crowd coming to the restaurant. Okay. You know what I mean?
Cool, yeah.
Which is not a good look because the cops are coming to harass me every day.
Yeah. Okay, now I get what you mean.
Cops are coming every day, walking through the restaurant.
Yeah, so automatically just looks like your restaurant's a front. For
yeah, exactly. They thought I was selling crack out of there. Or something. Yeah, they're like, oh, this guy, you know what he does? I'm like, dude, I just sold him a cheeseburger. I go, I don't know what he does. I haven't met him before I opened up this restaurant. You know what I mean? Just because I'm a younger guy, you're assuming right away that I'm selling kilos of cocaine like Pablo Escobar out of a fucking restaurant. So that's what, let's say you have customers walking by and they constantly see cops coming into your restaurant. They're going to be like, let's stay away from that place.
It doesn't look that good.
Yeah. So that's what started happening. I was getting harassed so many times.
Was there any fights and shit that broke out?
One time there was like this crazy fight that happened in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Because we had a pool table. We put a pool table into the restaurant at one point.
Were you selling alcohol too?
Yeah, I had a liquor license and everything.
Okay.
And at that point, like, dude, I was sleeping in the restaurant. Like, I would open up at 11, close at 11 or whatever it is. And by the time I do all the stuff to close up, I'm like, fuck it, there's a couch on the other side. I'm going to sleep on the couch. I'm going to wake up in the morning and do it again. You know what I mean? Until somebody else's turn.
Yeah.
And like, I remember I spent like 6-8 months. Like, I didn't watch any TV or anything. Like I would, if I would go home after work, I literally like put my back on the bed. I'd be out like a light in 1 minute. Then I wake up in the morning, I got to do this shit again. And it just got so fucking terrible and toxic in my life that I felt like I was...
You're like dreaming about the restaurant.
Dude, I was like trapped in it. You know what I mean? I was in limbo. So I remember talking to my partner at that point and I told him, I'm like, at this point it's just me and my other partner. I go, dude, I'm gonna do it for 1 more month or 2 more months and I'm out. I go, I can't keep doing this shit. I go, if you want, you can have the restaurant on your own. He's like, hell no, bro. He's like, because this guy he hates like being behind the grill and everything.
Yeah.
So he's like, fuck no. He's going, you're out, I'm out too. So we decided to dissolve the whole thing and move on to greener pastures.
It's good that you had that experience. Now you know how the whole world works.
And that's how I got into, I'll segue into how I got into the new production company.
Yeah.
But before then, before I get to that part, I'm going to tell you about the fight that happened.
Oh, yeah.
So at this point, I'm fed up of this shit. You know what I mean? cooking. Like people would come in, order food, and I would just be pissed. Like you're coming in, yeah, can I get a poutine and 8 wings? And me in my head, I'm like, you motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like it's super hot, summertime. It's super hot in there. You're sweating like
it's all greasy.
Yeah. So at that point, you had like the street guys like basically playing pool on the other side.
Right.
And you know, people would come in, they order a burger or a hot dog or something, and they go chit chat with the dude on the other side for like a couple of minutes.
Yeah, they're not in a rush.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And then there was this one dude. That like he was like he's a real street dude. You know what I mean? He's a guy in and out of prison and shit. So this guy comes in and he starts like, it's him and another dude that in and out of prison. It's like these guys met at my restaurant and they became buddy. So it's like they were always chilling. They're always chilling, and I guess like they would spark like little arguments. You know what I mean?
Right. With each other?
No, with like younger dudes. Like, we're the older guys. You know, you younger guys. Yeah. So they had come in, and I forgot how it happened or anything, but I remember a customer coming up to me and they're like, "Steve, I think they're gonna fight on the other side." And I had like a reflector mirror over here that shows me what's going on the other side. I'm looking, I'm like, do I go there and just like split this up and tell everybody get the fuck out of here? Yeah. And I was just looking at that, I'm like, let it happen. I'm like, I don't have time for this, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna get involved with this shit. Big mistake. So as soon as 5 minutes later, I just hear a big commotion. These guys start fucking fighting. One of the guys is egging on the other guys, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you're gonna let him talk to you like that?
Oh my God, yeah.
And then...
these are also the guys that never do shit.
And then this dude runs to, because I had like a big open fridge that we would like put the big glass bottles of water. You know, you want water, you serve it up in a big glass jug, basically.
So he grabs a weapon?
The guy grabs it, bro, and he smashes it on the other dude's head. So he smashes it on his head, fucking shatters everywhere. Big fight starts happening. And
does the guy pass out or was he still up?
Bro, I don't know how it happened, but one guy's like grabbing the other guy and he was like choking the shit out of him, and then the guy like runs out of the restaurant. He runs out of the restaurant, and like I think like 10, 20 minutes later, cops come.
Oh fuck, okay.
Oh, we heard something happen here. Dude, I have no idea what happened. So that was like a crazy moment there.
Did you have security cameras?
No security cameras. No.
I was wondering if cops came to ask, like, to see security cameras.
No. They came in, they heard some shit happen, but...
Okay, they're already too late.
Yeah, they're already too late.
So do you have anything else break in the restaurant?
No. That's pretty much... Yeah, that was one of the most intense stories. One time the fire alarm went off. I don't even think it went off. I think they just came for no fucking reason. They came 3 fire trucks to the restaurant. 3 fire trucks in the middle of the night. I think it was like 12 o'clock at night, 1 a.m. So I had to go back to the restaurant. You had all the neighbors super pissed off at the restaurant because there's 3 fire trucks there in the middle of the night. The lights are on.
There's no actual fire?
No, there's nothing. I don't even know what happened.
Something just rang. Okay.
So anyways, I got out of the restaurant business. And I say for the better part of a year, I kept it low key, slept good, watching garbage TV, you know what I mean? I was getting back to normal life. Like, okay, now I can actually do stuff that I don't have to constantly work at something, you know what I mean? At this restaurant that was killing me and I hated it.
Yeah.
So I was just relaxing for the better part of a year. I traveled a lot. I've been to like 15 countries. So that was like one thing I really loved doing. It's like twice a year, I gotta go somewhere. 2 or 3 times a year. I gotta go hit a beach. I gotta go explore a country. You know what I mean? So that was what I was really enjoying during my time. And then I started working at a restaurant again after, of like a friend of mine, sort of like family. He told me, come work, bro, I need a waiter. He's going, come. So I go, I'll come do a few days. I went PTSD. I did a few days at the restaurant, and I bought a drone at that point. So I bought a drone at that point. So no camera, just I just bought a drone because I wanted to fly a drone. I'm like, okay, the camera looks sick too because you can get all these cool aerials. Of course. And from that drone, I met there was a delivery driver that was working there, and Lambros. So I met him, and he had an A6000. He had just got an A6000 for his birthday, and he wanted to shoot fitness videos, like him like ripping it in the gym and shit like that. And I had the drone, and I don't know, one day he bought a Subaru, and he talked to the the managers at that dealership, and he said, I want to shoot like a little promo for you. I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
For free, or?
I think it was for free. Okay. But he had messaged me, and he's like, no, he asked me, he's like, dude, I know you have the drone. I have the A6000. You want to shoot this little ad with me? Oh, yeah, cool, let's do it. So we went out to the middle of like buttfuck nowhere, cornfields and stuff, and we shot like this nice little ad, you know what I mean? You have the drone rise up, you have the Subaru like whoosh by, cornfields, nice aerials.
Summertime.
Yeah, it looked really cool. And they loved it. So from that point, like I saw what we did with a camera, like an A6000 or something, and the drone, and I came into work one day and I go, dude, you know you can make money like this, right? I used to have a video production company, and videos didn't look as good as these ones. So along the way, like we were learning things along the way. Like one thing I find a lot of people do, they shoot in 30 FPS, which I'm pretty sure, you know, it gives you like a very...
you can't slow it down.
You can't slow it down, but it gives you like a very like reality TV feeling, you know what I mean? It's not cinematic. And people don't know that you should be shooting at 24. So that was one thing that back when I had my first production company, we were always shooting in 30, and the videos just look cheap.
Right, okay.
And then when I started the new company, well, we didn't have the company at that point, but we did the video, we did that Subaru video, and I told him, right before he had shot a video, like a little motivational video of him jogging and stuff, like going up to the mountain and looking at the view, but it was in 30 FPS. I go, shoot. Next time you shoot anything, shoot in 24. And so it's all these little
tricks
that we were learning along the way that was just making the videos better. And we decided to open up a company. And we're like, okay, dude, we're going to open up a company. So are you
doing like a bunch of other projects now, like leading up to that?
At that point, we had a few projects. But as soon as we decided we were going to team up, we started looking for clients.
Okay.
So we got Rudsack. We hit up Rudsack. We did like...
How are you contacting them? Just email? Or?
Cold calls, cold emails, man. That's it. You have nothing to lose. You know what I mean? Word it nicely.
And wait, nicely. So this is... But I get... These are paid, obviously?
Yeah, paid.
Second stuff? Okay, so you're just like... Because I'm curious, because like I'm in the boat of freelancing right now, and to me it's just like I feel like you at a restaurant right now. I'm just like editing day and night. And I'm like I don't want to like have to deal with customers and editing and all this stuff. Like I'd rather just have somebody give me something to edit, and I'm like, all right, let me just do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's all the other aspects of it, being like navigating all that at the same time. It's just like a lot of work.
It is like. So once we did a few of those projects, and we got bigger clients like Rudsack, and we did a video for Queue de Cheval Steakhouse, you know what I mean? And we started doing a lot of music videos as well.
And it's just you two, right?
It was just us two.
Okay.
And at that point, it's like we're doing weddings, we're doing events, whatever you need filmed, we can pretty much do it. But it goes back to the editing and everything, you know? You can't keep doing everything.
Right.
It gets a little tiresome. So I said that I think it was maybe a few years into the business of us just doing everything, the two of us. I'm like, dude, we got to assemble a team. We got to find a guy to light. We need a gaffer. We need a guy to assist with the camera. You know what I mean? And preferably, if I could find somebody to edit and take another weight load off my shoulders, that would be great. Which I haven't found an editor for the big projects yet. Or anything.
Were you outsourcing editors for certain projects? Did you try doing that?
The only thing I have getting edited by somebody else is the Hustle podcast.
Yeah, cool. I was just switching cameras or whatever.
Yeah, that's just because I think I edited the first 15 episodes of the podcast, and for me, it's just too tedious. And it drives me fucking crazy. Like looking at the same footage over and over again and hearing myself speak.
Yeah,
over.
Oh my God, listen to yourself speak.
Yeah, I know.
But you're also on camera. At least I'm not on camera.
Yeah.
I don't know how hard that would be, seeing myself on camera and having to edit that and going over it. Like, over and over.
So yeah, that's what I did. I'm like, I found an editor.
Yeah.
I put out a little post on a Facebook group.
Right. That's the other thing. How are you gonna like finding an editor is rough because they gotta be able to mimic your style and like I guess for bigger projects.
Yeah, exactly. If you're doing music videos, like I wouldn't suggest having an editor because it's not gonna look like what you normally do. And like, you can give them all the footage, and in your mind, you're like, dude, I want my montage to look like this. And then this guy gives you something completely different. You know what I mean?
I think that there's also an aspect to that where like, it's how you delegate the job to, like, if you, like, how you give instructions to something. And those are all things that you, like, I guess you learn as you go. And like, the more outsourcing you do, the better you get at that. Because I know some people that are really good at just outsourcing work, and like, they're able
if you have a lot of work coming in, you gotta outsource. You can't do everything.
Yeah, that's my problem. Like when I'm saying like no to things, and I'm like, I'm just so backed up on edits. It's just rough. You know?
It's like even that. Like I used to say no to a lot of things too because I'm backed up. But now if like somebody does hit me up and it's something that I can connect, right? Like, oh, you need this. I can't do it, but maybe this guy can do it.
Yeah, like pass it on. I do that too. I pass it on to like a friend or something. Yeah, for sure. So like, do you have like a specific style to your kind of edits? Or because you guys do everything, right? As a production company. Because you know what I mean by like that though? Like some people have a certain style to the way they
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I don't know. I can't really judge what my style is. I like slow-mos, obviously. I like slow-mos. I don't like too many fast cuts. You know, sometimes you watch these videos, it's like, da, 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 da. Like I don't normally cut my video like that. I like to have like at least the guy says one line, you know what I mean? He says one bar, and then after I'll cut to the next scene. Then next.
Okay, so it's more like film, like
exactly
type stuff. Okay.
So that's pretty much my style. Effects, I try not to use the same effects on every project because it just doesn't look proper. Let's say somebody looks at my reel, and they're like, "Oh, this guy used the same effects for the last 5 videos he did," and they're gonna be like, "He's not unique," you know what I mean?
Not creative,
so I like making it a point that when I use effects, I'm like, okay, I can't use it for at least X amount of videos. I gotta wait till enough time has passed, and then I'll use it again.
Yeah. What's your favorite type of video to edit?
I like music videos. I like music videos. It's really my.
You have fun doing that.
I have fun doing it.
Yeah.
Corporate videos and like clothing and stuff. I'm not a big fan of it. It pays good, but it's also, what's it called? It's fashion style, right? And I don't really click with being on set for 8 hours and you have the girl doing the catwalk basically and you're getting her turning, and it's cool once, it's cool twice. But if you're doing it every single fucking week, every month, it gets a little repetitive. And
it's hard to differentiate those kind of videos because they're all in the same kind of studio setting. Like
exactly. That's what it's always the same thing.
Yeah,
it's easy peasy. It's a cookie cutter. You know what it has to be. Show the logo. Get her looking like fierce, whatever. You know what I mean?
Are you're good at? You said you like directing. So you're good
so
at
directing is what I like doing.
Yeah.
And I think over time, like working on all these projects, all these little aspects like that make you better as a filmmaker, we've tweaked on them. Like and I know every time we go on a set or a project, I need to have a shot list. I need to know what we're shooting. What I was doing at the beginning is like freestyle it.
Yeah, and then you're like, fuck, I need this scene. Like,
freestyle. We're gonna come shoot it, and at the end of the day, when we hit the editing room floor, we'll make it work. You know.
So you kind of like storyboard.
So I like storyboarding. I'm like, okay, we need our beginning, we need our middle, we need our end. For a music video, I always like to have like something to, like, what's our ender? Does the dude walk away from the camera? Does he do some shit to the lens or something? Like, we have to do something cool and unique if possible.
So for a music video, I guess you listen to the song first. You kind of
yeah. Like we just did a recent one called Demon for Mannix and Chris Creed.
Okay,
it was called Demon. Very big budget for the music video, like more than $10,000. Put it that way. And there was guns. We had 50 kilos of cocaine. You had 5.
Wow, you guys use real cocaine.
No. We had 4 girls in their bras and panties, like in a factory bagging up this coke and everything. It was really cinematic, like a movie. You know what I mean? It was filmed very nice. Fun. Yeah, it was filmed very nicely. We had Brent Radford helping us with the guns. He was our gun wrangler for the day, and he's worked on movies like X-Men, Chronicles of Riddick. He's worked on almost every Hollywood film that comes into the city.
And he's from Montreal.
He's from Montreal.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you connect with him?
Well, I was looking for a gun wrangler.
Right.
I go,
I didn't even know that was a term.
Yeah, I need somebody. I want blanks. I don't want to have guns.
So you're using real guns.
Yeah, we're using real guns for this.
Okay.
So this guy's on set. He's showing us how to use these guns.
Yeah.
The proper way to hold them, holster them. Never put your finger near the trigger and all this stuff. He puts you through a little crash course. And then after, when you're firing, it's like never fire directly at somebody, fire off. And like feeling that bang in your hand, dude. Like when you it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
in the States, you don't need a gun license. You just go to shooting. Yeah. I remember I was shooting a Scar Heavy, like from like COD, and I was like, damn, like
it's
the
crazy.
whole body was just shaking. It's crazy.
And now you're in a factory too. We're in a welding factory.
Yeah.
Where they weld metal and everything.
Yeah.
So it's very grimy, and it's the acoustics are loud when you hear these bangs.
Oh, it's just echoing through.
It echoes like crazy.
Yeah.
Like I feel the vibration in my body. That's how much it echoes. We had a shotgun too for it was shotgun blasts.
Yeah.
The shotgun was super loud. Everybody that was.
Did you have to protect your ears? That kind of.
Yeah, we had earplugs.
Yeah. Okay.
Earplugs. We also had earmuffs. Like since I was the director, I had earmuffs and Brent did a phenomenal job. He elevated that video next level. If you look at the shots too, if you go and check out the video, it's very cinematic. It looks like a movie.
How long was this whole project?
It took that first day shoot, the whole planning of everything. I started planning it. What's right before May? April?
Yeah.
I think I started planning it in April. Started planning it in April. It took me, I don't know how many hours of pre-preparation. I bought all the set decor by myself. I had to make the kilos of cocaine. I had to go buy prop money, $1 million worth.
You made the kilos of cocaine. How did you make that?
Well, we rented it the first time. We rented it for the first shoot from a prop house, because there's prop houses in Montreal that have these things. Yeah. But the shoot fell through that day. So we were out, I think it was $400, $600 for the props. We just lost $600 because our location fell through.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm not gonna make this guy pay another $600 for props. You know what I mean? So what do? I'm like, whatever we have to pay for, we'll pay for.
Yeah.
Anything that I can do on my own, I'll do it on my own.
Yeah. So you remember what it looked like, and you're kind of just like.
Yeah. No, I went on YouTube and how to make a kilo of cocaine.
Yeah. True.
And they show you how to make it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I did one, I did two. I think I would do like five in an hour. It was so fucking annoying and tedious.
How does it?
Well, you put it like, you take a Tupperware.
Yeah.
Take a Tupperware, you line it with saran wrap. You fill it up, you fold all the corners, and then you put it on a flat surface. Put more saran wrap.
Okay.
You gotta make it. You have to keep it in a Tupperware so it takes the form of a brick. Yeah. So I did that, and it took a lot of time. Then I had to go. I got the prop money. The prop money is expensive. Just one stack is like $40. So a stack of 10,000 fake bills. It's $40. If you need $1 million, how much is it cost? Like $1,000 for this, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I took one of the bills to the printer shop, and I asked,
being cheaper.
Yeah, I asked the lady, I'm like, how much can you do me 250 sheets or something? So I think it was like $100-$200 or whatever. But I have a garbage bag full of fake money now. You know?
And now you can reuse that for.
Yeah, I use it. I have the movie that I'm using. I'm doing that. I'm going to use that for the movie.
When does the movie get? Like, when are you guys going to start shooting?
I want to start shooting in a few months.
Okay.
I want no snow outside, and as soon as I see that the snow has disappeared, I'm going to start filming the first few scenes, and then I'm going to organize the rest, which it's already pretty much organized because I did it like 2 years ago, all the organization.
Right.
I already have my locations. I have my actors. A few actors.
You have locations, but like the dates and everything too?
No, the dates I don't have them yet because I'm not sure. Like,
that's it. Yeah, okay.
One of the locations is Red One Music. Red One Music. Going there, it's a 1 day shoot.
Like inside of it?
Yeah, inside of it. Yeah. Like I already spoke to the guy that owns it. He's down for it. There's another scene we're shooting at the gun range in Lachine. That guy's cool. Already spoke about it. Like we did all the pre-prep. We even shot scenes. Like we went to the bar for one of the scenes that we're shooting in the bar. we brought in the actors basically.
You do like test shots.
And we do all the test shots. We have the test shots. We know what our angles are. So when we do film this movie, it's going to be like, dude, we already did this. We know what we're doing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's when you realize too, like just that prep work, there's so much.
It's a lot, dude.
Yeah, it saves a lot of time.
And especially if you do the prep work on set, like while you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Imagine you walk in and you don't even have anything planned and you're like, okay, so he would look good here.
Yeah.
Your whole day's done.
Yeah.
Your whole day's done.
Yeah, and people are just waiting around. You start like killing a lot of time.
Because since we had the lockdown and everything, and I said I started writing scripts. So I had the Hustle podcast, the Hustle series, Can't Stop the Hustle movie, and the movie fell through because there's just too many people in scenes and it's gonna be a big crew. So I'm like, okay, we'll put that on the back burner, but I still gotta film a movie. So I wrote a short film. I wrote a short film called On the Loose. And then I wrote a short film.
Is On the Loose out?
It's gonna do the film festival route first.
Okay, cool.
And then we're gonna release it.
Okay, awesome.
And that was actually the second short film. The first one was called Last Goodbye. So as soon as I saw that we weren't gonna have the opportunity to shoot Can't Stop the Hustle, I'm like, I'm gonna write another short film, and we're gonna shoot that right away. I'm gonna make it in one location. Everybody's, we're not running around here and there. You know what I mean? It's going to be done in a few days.
Yeah. How are you getting these ideas for the short film? Like, do you have like a notes app on your phone where like you get an idea, you like put it in?
Well, a lot of the times I do have like an idea and I just write it down, like on my notes app or whatever.
Yeah.
I have so many like potential movie ideas.
Okay, so you could like come up with, you just got to go to that list and like.
But for the one Last Goodbye, it's like I was watching, I got to make like a Hallmark movie.
Right.
I gotta do something that's like gonna tug at your heartstrings. You know what I mean? Because people like that, and you need some.
It's having emotions,
and you need some emotion. I go at this time, bro, and everything's super depressing. Super depressing. Let's give it like a happy ending in this movie. So it's basically about a middle-aged woman that's constantly working. Like she's always working, and she doesn't have time to spend with her mom, and she's taking time with her parents for granted, basically. Her father dies. Her father dies and she never got the chance to say goodbye to him. So it's really tearing her up inside. There's a lot of heartfelt moments between her and the mother. And basically the movie ends with her being like handed a laptop from her mother saying this was from your father. And she goes back to her house and she opens it up and there's like a last goodbye from her dad on the computer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he's like, I didn't want you to see me in the hospital that way. That's why he kept it a secret. But he's like, I'm making you this message so you know how much I love you. And
does she get some closure?
She gets some closure and she realizes that she should, spend more time with her mom.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the movie. And it took us, I think, 3 to 4 days to film it. 3 to 4 days to film it. We filmed it all in Westmount, a nice big, big house.
Inside of a big house?
Inside of a big old, I don't know, I can't say manor or anything, but it was a nice big house, big ceilings, 3 floors, you know what I mean? And we filmed it there, got some beautiful shots. It's actually in post-production right now. We're just putting the music score on it, which we have an original music score being added. We have a composer from France working on the project, award-winning.
Okay, dope.
Arnaud Drio, and he's phenomenal, this guy. Like, he elevates any movie you give him, he elevates it, like, 100%.
Oh, yeah. There's like they have such a big role in making a movie.
Dude, like, there's so many movies that I see come out in the city or, from like independent, low level, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some people don't even put any music. And I'm watching and I'm like, it's such an emotional scene. If you would have gave me a little bit of violin or something, I'm like, I would have probably cried.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, it's void of any ambiance. And as soon as you do that, I find you lose some people.
For sure, yeah.
And
it just gives it that quality and that, like,
and I'm a cinephile, dude. I'm like, I watch any movie, like, I used to do trivia games and stuff.
Oh yeah, okay.
And like people would say, if there was ever like a trivia show that was about movies, you should go on it because you pretty much know everything. Like, who's the actor of this movie? Oh yeah, that's his name.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah.
So I think I've studied movies all my life. And I
it's just something you naturally like.
I know what should be in it. You know what I mean? We need this type of music. We need what's it called? The slow-mo motion over here. We need a nice close-up of the face.
Do you find yourself watching like camera angles or trying to like figure out how the lighting was set up in certain scenes when you're watching TV shows? And
What the lighting, like
when you're watching,
when it comes to the lighting, it's more of my partner.
Okay.
Like him, he's been watching a lot of like Roger Deakins, Filmmakers Academy and stuff.
Okay.
And this guy, he's the guy that shot Batman, basically.
Right.
He's the DP on Batman. And he studies a lot on lighting because he's a DP. He's a cinematographer. So if he's a cinematographer, he should know about lighting.
Right.
So that's why he likes to pretty much have a hold over everything. And I find like I don't want to step on people's toes.
Right. Yeah. If he knows lighting and he can handle it, it's less a headache for you.
Yeah.
But I'm more asking the question of like, when you do watch movies or like TV shows, are you watching the movie and TV show, or are you like, do you find yourself like being like, oh, like I wonder how they like?
Sometimes. Sometimes. I like look. If I watch a movie, I try to enjoy the movie for the movie itself.
Right.
But sometimes you see a scene and you're like, "How the fuck we do that?"
Exactly.
And you're thinking, and then I'll Google it after.
Okay.
I'll try to find out how they shot that scene.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, underwater scene or something like that. It's something that looks so intricate, and you just want to know how the fuck it's
really actually underwater.
Yeah. Exactly. And sometimes you can't find out. They don't tell you.
Yeah.
But when you do find out, you do a little digging. It's cool. It's cool.
Have you watched Euphoria?
Euphoria?
Yeah, it's like the new show on Showtime. It's like really big and like it's starting to blow up. It's just like it's like you know how like Netflix shows just blow up. Yeah, it's like one of those. It's on Showtime.
What's it about though?
It's like a typical like high school like situation, but like it's more like real and like seeing how many drugs go around and like. So it's social media and all this tied together, but just the way it's filmed is insane. Like there's like certain scenes where I'm just like rewatching them. Like wait, like where the hell is the light coming in? How are they lighting the scene? There's like a whole Instagram page dedicated just for like the film lights for Euphoria.
Yeah, no, there's I'm part of a group called Lighting for Film, and every day there's just a frame. Somebody posts a frame, they break it down, show the breakdown, which is good, which I'm learning a bit if I ever need to use it. You know what I mean? If I ever see a scene I really like and they drop the diagram, I'll save that diagram. Why? Because if I ever shoot something on my own, if I can have my DP, and I'm like, dude, I'll shoot this. I got my lighting guy. This is what I want.
Yeah.
Just give me this. Like, grab the lights and set them up the way.
Yeah, easy. Yeah,
that's it. Besides that, I'm gonna submit the short films to the film festivals. I'm gonna focus on the main movie. I'm gonna keep progressing with the Hustle podcast, and I'd love to start traveling again, but unfortunately,
you're locked in.
I'm locked in, man. I can't do anything.
That's okay. At least you're having fun making these. Making movies. That's pretty dope.
Making movies.
How are you funding the movies? Is
myself.
Okay.
I'm funding them myself.
Yeah. So just reinvesting.
Exactly. If people want videos, whoever's paying me anything, I pretty much take that money, put it on the side. I think my budget for the main film, if I can get people to help for free, and I think it's gonna be like $10,000.
Have you ever thought of 10 grand? Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of getting investors for any movies you're working on?
I could get investors, but I think what I have to do first is have like a nice body of work.
That's true. Yeah.
And then I can dude, look at this movie I made. For $10,000, and I used my crew. I used my equipment. I have a trailer of lights. So I have a trailer of I think it's like $30,000 worth of lights.
Just the stuff you accumulate over time.
Yeah, that we bought it at an auction actually.
Oh, dope.
Yeah,
okay.
We were there. Actually, a friend bought it from an auction, and we bought it off a friend. So we got a really good price on those lights.
It's like movie lights.
Movie lights. I got Kinos, 1Ks, 450s, whatever you need. We have those lights. You know what I mean? So that's a benefit also because you don't have to pay for that. When you go on set and you have to, we got to rent lights. And you got to rent it for one day or something. It costs a lot of money. It's a cost.
Yeah.
It's better just to have them, and if somebody wants to rent them, you rent them. Yeah.
Do you rent out your drones and shit?
The drone. It's a funny story. We went to Iceland. We went to Iceland to shoot a Fujifilm ad for their TX5.
Okay.
So we hit a Fujifilm. We told them, look, this is what we have, our plan, and we hit them up with like a whole storyboard. And they're like, cool, yeah, we'll send you 2 cameras. We'll send you 2 cameras, 1 camera and a few lenses to take with you. And every story you post, we'll post it on our official Fujifilm story. So we're in Iceland now, bro. We're going up mountains, going through glaciers and shit. And every story that we're posting, we're getting like 1,000 people watching. It's all on Fujifilm's account. So it's and we get to see the viewers. We see it's 1,070 viewers are watching.
Are you guys getting tagged?
Yeah. They're tagging us and everything. Okay. So every day we're doing a little bit of content. Like, oh, we're here in Reykjavik and check out the view. A lot of like vlogger style thing, influencing.
Yeah.
And we were flying the drone in this mountain called Vesterhorn. So we're flying the drone. It's going over this huge mountain, and all of a sudden it just loses feed and it lands on the mountain.
It lands
on the mountain. It lands on the mountain, and I think what we found out after is because that mountain is very magnetic. So it was a very magnetic mountain, and it fucked up the sensor of the drone, and we lost the drone. So we don't know where it landed. We thought, okay, maybe it didn't land in the mountain. Maybe it landed in this big marsh field. Like it's very, it looks like dead plants and everything. You know what I mean? It looks very grim, gloomy. We thought it landed over there. So me and another guy, we go searching for the drone, just in case. Like we might as well search for it. If we don't find it, we don't find it. So we go searching for it. We're searching for it. And all of a sudden I hear Gabriel. He starts, he's like, wolf, wolf, wolf. And I turn and I see like a 4-pack or a 5-pack of wolves or something.
Oh no.
Dude, like they're far though. They're far.
Yeah.
And they're just like walking.
Chilling,
Walking slowly.
They see you?
And this guy he says, wolf, wolf. And we start running back to the car. My boot like gets stuck in the mud.
How close were you guys to it?
I can't even describe the environment. It's because it's like, it looks like out of this world, right?
Right. Yeah, Iceland.
Yeah, it looks. It's like, okay, as soon as we got to that spot, it was just full of like dead plant foliage, dead foliage. There's a huge mountain. It's next to like a beach area. It's like, dude, I don't even know what this hell. I can't even describe.
But how far is this pack of wolves from you?
They're far.
Okay, so why'd you guys run if they're like far from you?
We ran. We're running because I'm not gonna be the last guy. This guy runs, I'm following him. So we run.
Yeah.
I get to the car, and I'm like heaving at this point because I'm like, I never ran that fast in my life, and I feel like I'm gonna throw up. So I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I'm like, wolf, 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 and you have my other buddy, and I have Lambro and Anna and Julien. They're like, there's no wolves in Iceland, man, because they say there's no natural predators in Iceland. So I'm like, I know that because I checked it online. Before we went there, I checked online. I'm like, I like to know what's going to kill me wherever I go.
For sure, yeah.
So I checked and there's nothing that can kill you. But then I decide to Google wolf, Vesterhorn, that area, Iceland, and there's been wolf sightings.
Okay.
They don't even know how the fucking wolves got there, dude.
Yeah.
They're Arctic wolves.
Wolves apparently they grow like quick too.
Yeah.
I think with Yellowstone, which they like repopulated with wolves, and then it just recreated the whole like ecosystem there.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They're huge.
So you never ended up finding the drone?
Never found it. Never found the drone. Never bought another drone after that because it's, you know how with the laws now, you can't fly it here, you can't fly it here. You need a license, a certain amount of hours. Okay, you can still fly without the license, but chances are you might, if somebody stops you, you're gonna get a ticket.
But like, who's gonna stop you?
I don't know. But let's say we do a tricky shot.
Yeah.
We do a tricky shot in the middle of because we like getting risky with the shots.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, once you're up there, you're like, maybe
if it's somewhere in the middle of nowhere, I don't care. I'll fly the drone.
Right.
I don't have a feeling that something is gonna happen. But if we're trying to do something in the city,
like between skyscrapers,
that's a little different.
I have like flew drones a few times, and like that. It's funny that you say that because once you start like getting a little more comfortable with it, you get more confident, and you start like doing more risks.
Yeah.
And then at one point, like you lose signal, and you're like, okay, that's it for the day. And you just like always put it away.
Well, look, with the drones, I can do straight lines. I can, but when it comes to these
the FPV ones, like
no, I heard those are crazy.
Those don't look dope.
Yeah, I'd like to try just to.
I feel like there's so much like control. Like you see them like gently holding the fucking joystick.
Yeah, I'll hit you with a random story. So like I've been to Iceland. I've been to Dominican Republic. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Jamaica, St. Lucia, Antigua.
Yeah, any crazy travel stories?
So I've been to these places, and I remember we were planning a trip to Dominican Republic. Me and 3-4 friends. So we're planning a trip to the Dominican Republic. And these guys, like, they're Googling all this information. Like, they're Googling what's Dominican Republic like. And I guess one guy read an article that I don't know what percentage of Dominicans they have AIDS. So I'm like, dude, are you fucking serious? I go. He's like, no, I can't come to Dominican, bro. He's like, I don't trust it. He's like, what if I sleep with a girl and then I get AIDS or something? I do that. You're an idiot. I go. So somehow this one guy pollutes the mind of everybody else. And last minute, these guys like, well, no, we're going to Cuba.
They switch plans again.
They switch plans. Yeah. We're going to Cuba. But me, I'm dead set. I'm like, dude, I've already been to Cuba. You know what I mean? I'm going to Dominican Republic.
Yeah, between Cuba and DR, like
it's different. Sure. They're both great though. They're both great. I can't hate on any of them.
But are you going into an all-inclusive?
Look, sometimes I go to an all-inclusive. Yeah. But even if I do go to an all-inclusive, it's just like a home base. You know what I mean? As soon as I wake up, I'm out of the resort. I'm exploring as many things as I can.
Yeah.
I just like to know that when I get back,
you're safe.
There's food.
Yeah.
There's alcohol that I can drink, and I don't have to pay for it because it's already included. And that's pretty much what I like doing.
Right. So you end up still going to DR in this situation?
Yeah, so I ended up going to DR by myself.
Okay.
I go by myself.
Is that the first trip you
soloed? First solo trip. So I go there by myself. I remember landing. I landed, I'm like, it's beautiful. But you get like that sense of, dude, you're by yourself in a foreign country. Anything can go wrong, you know? So I land in the country. First thing I do, I buy a beer at the airport. You know, they're selling the beers.
Yeah.
Get in my shuttle bus and I go to the resort. I go to the resort, get out, leave my suitcases, and I walk back out of the front entrance. And as soon as I walk out, the motorcycles, they're called motocochos. They pull up with the, Papi, get on. Where you need to go? Where you need to go? What do you want? You know, you need something to smoke. So I remember I hopped on this guy's motorcycle. I got on the back. I'm like, I need some weed, man. So he's like, no problem. We start driving. He brings me to some spot. He gives me weed and drives me back to the resort. I'm like, hey, thanks, man. I go, that's my guy for the week. I go, for whatever I need, I'm going to ask him. What's your name? Tony Montana. So this guy, right away, he gives me an alias. Every guy you meet down there, they're Pablo Escobar, Tony Montana. They're just giving you like movie names. You know what I mean? So that was my guy there. I remember very good situations with him. Like he would always hook me up weed. Sometimes like he'd see me, he'd just pick me up. He's like, let's go smoke a joint. And he'd bring you, like we drove to this like little seedy area. He knocks on a window. He gives this lady like, I don't know how many pesos.
You didn't feel like sketched out at any point?
No.
Okay.
No. So he knocks on the window. He gives this lady like, I don't know how many pesos. And she just comes back with like this huge ass spliff.
Yeah.
So now we're smoking the spliff. And he's telling me about his life, about he has a fiance that lives in Calgary and shit. Like he's showing me pictures. So
they always have fiancés in like Calgary in the States.
So I'm like vibing with this guy. He's cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that same night, like I decide I go back to the resort, I eat, whatever, I get dressed up and I hit the strip, the downtown area. And the beautiful thing is the resort, it's like 2 blocks away from downtown.
Okay.
You get out of the resort, you walk there, 5 minutes you're there.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I go down.
It's not dangerous at any point?
It's the red light district there, apparently.
Okay. Yeah, because my cousin, he did med school in DR, because like there you actually work on bodies and stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's like emergencies, like students are working on gunshots and stuff. So like it was like a cool experience. But he was telling me how like you have to have your doors locked.
I would assume so.
Yeah, and like bulletproof windows.
Yeah. Well, look, everywhere you go in that country, there's a dude with a shotgun standing next to the ATMs.
Yeah. And you stop at a red light, they come and rob you and shit. And there's always like a gun in the car at all times.
Yeah, a lot of people are armed over there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of setups too. Like they'll fucking
that's what I'm saying. Like
plant a brick of weed in your car or something.
Oh, like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I was saying more like the guy who's like bringing you around. Like, what if he like fucked you?
It could have happened. Yeah. It could have, because look, one time when I picked up some weed off him, it was like I think it was like super pitch black outside. So he picks me up and we drive to this laneway. We drive in a laneway, and another motorcycle pulls up behind. So me, I'm like, okay, now I'm
gonna die.
I'm getting set up. This guy's gonna rob me.
Yeah.
The guy gets off the motorcycle. He like throws him the money. He throws him the weed, and the other guy leaves. I'm like, okay, nothing happened.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so, they just made a deal?
Yeah, they were just chill.
Okay.
So throughout the week, I end up, I think maybe 3 days in, I meet these guys from Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
I meet these guys from Amsterdam, and they like really want to click with me because they see I'm speaking Spanish, you know what I mean? And like, bro, we're going to hang out with you the whole week. Like, no problem, man. So these guys are, now I found 2 buddies. I got 2 buddies, part of the crew. These guys rent a car, and we end up driving like all the way to close to Santo Domingo or some shit. I don't know. We drove pretty far.
Road tripping?
Yeah, we're road tripping. And then we came back, and I remember we were on the downtown strip, and I had just bought some weed. We went to the club, dancing with some girls. We left the club and we go to this place called Chez Morial. It's a restaurant. Mm-hmm. And I found like it's the same food, like same cheese, the same.
Oh yeah.
The pizza tastes like pizza from back home. So that was like a comfort food.
Yeah.
So I remember I bought a large pizza, and I'm walking back to the resort, and I have these prostitutes coming next to me and like, hey papi, you wanna have some fun tonight? And like, no, I go, I'm already gonna have fun. I'm gonna go home and eat this pizza. So now the military police pulls up because I'm there walking, me, 2 guys, and 4 prostitutes basically. And the military police pull up and like, hey, what are you guys doing here? I'm like, I have a pizza, I'm going to the resort. Yeah. He's like, why are you hanging out with these chicas? They're bad chicas. Mm-hmm. I'm like, they just came 2 minutes ago. I don't even know who she is. Yeah. And he's like, okay. He's like, I'm going to search all you guys for drugs. He's going, I'm going to search you all for drugs. If you have no drugs, I'll let you go home. I'm like, no problem, search us. I forgot that I bought weed. So I forgot I had weed in my pocket.
Oh, fuck yeah. You're on vacation
I'm on vacation too. So I forgot, because it was 3 hours ago I bought the weed. Yeah. A little gram of weed, you know what I mean? So he's searching this guy, he's searching that guy. And I remember, I'm like, oh fuck, I have weed on me. Mm-hmm. So I go in my pocket and I throw it in the sewer. As soon as I do that, the second guy with his flashlight, he's like, problema. He picks up the bag and he starts like going like this to my face. Yeah. What's this? Drogas. He's telling me drogas. Yeah. I'm like, I look at his name, Martinez. I'm Martinez. And I go, Senor Martinez. I go, I have glaucoma. I go, back home I have a, what's it called? A card for this. Yeah. My eyes, man, mi ojos.
But they're kind of like, they have the energy of they're like fucking around with you guys.
No.
Oh,
like,
they were serious?
Yeah. So anyways, he's like, this is big trouble here.
Yeah,
big trouble.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
even a gram of weed would get you fucked?
We hate drugs basically. Okay. So I'm like Martinez, what do we have to do to make the situation go away? Mm-hmm. It's like, I have 500 pesos, I tell him. I think that's $20, $30. I don't know what it was. I have 500 pesos, but I have 4,000. I have 4,000 pesos in my pocket. Yeah. I have 4,000 here and I have 500 here. Mm-hmm. So I go, I got 500 pesos. He goes with his partner. They're talking. I hear them talking like, is 500 good enough? Mm-hmm. And the other guy's like, no, it's not good enough. So you're gonna go to jail.
So can they do that though? Like,
so I'm like, oh, come on, dude. Seriously, I go in Canada. It's legal. He's like, I don't care in Canada. Mm-hmm. He's going, here, illegal. So he's like, you have any more money? Maybe he's like, if you have more money, I'll let you go. So me, I'm like, bro, I have 2 more days here. I have 4,000 pesos left. I'm not giving it up. Yeah. Fuck that. I'm not going to be holed up.
They're just testing your feel.
Exactly.
Like testing, yeah.
So then the guy's like, okay, you're going to jail. Get on the motorcycle. So I'm like, take me to jail. Yeah. I get on the motorcycle, bro, most humiliating experience. There's one guy on the front. I'm in the middle and the other guy's sandwiching me. So now these guys are driving for like 10 minutes. It's fucking middle of the night. And they're driving and then they stop. And they stop next to like this a deserted road, and a white shitbox Honda pulls up next to them, and there's 2 Haitian guys inside. And the military police tell me get off and get in the car with them. So now I'm like, okay, dude, what the fuck's going on? Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm gonna get raped or something. Somebody's gonna rape me over here.
What if it was just a cop car?
It was
a white Civic.
It's a white, like a 1992 Civic, dude. Yeah. So I get in the car with these guys. and they're speaking Haitian, Creole, whatever. You know,
You never at any point just thought of just like making a run for it?
Fuck no. They're gonna shoot you in your back.
You think?
For sure. Where are you gonna run to though?
I feel like they're like they just target tourists like that.
They do though. Where are you gonna run to though? Where are you gonna run?
Well, if you knew where the resort was, you just run to the resort and be like, hey, these guys are fucking with me.
No, it's the military police. These guys are wearing military uniforms with hats and everything.
Yeah.
So anyways, they end up putting me in the car with the other dudes and...
But they get fucked. Like if you have a Canadian passport, you're pretty chill everywhere because a lot of other countries don't fuck with it. So they tell you to do is just flash the passport. Yeah. Like you can't touch me. Like if you do anything, like
it's just that when you're in that type of area,
they're
like, dude, we already know it. You got drugs.
You don't want to get too cocky either. It's true.
You're here for drugs or you're here for pussy. You're here for one of them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, anyways, I get in the car and these guys, they're driving for like 5 minutes, listening to compa, and nobody's talking. They're not talking to me. So I'm getting worked up. I'm like, fuck, they're gonna, what's it called? They're gonna do something.
You're alone at this point.
I'm alone at this point.
Yeah. Where the Amsterdam dudes go?
They're like, bro, we're gonna find out where they're taking you and we're gonna come get you.
Yeah.
So I remember we're going up a hill at this point, and as soon as we start reaching the top, I see police station. Oh fuck! I've never been so happy to see a police station. Oh, dude, they actually bring me to the police station. I go in, they fingerprint me, and they take my belt, my shoelaces, and they put me in a little closet style cell, like it says a little cubicle. They put me in there, and every like 30 minutes there would be a different cop coming in telling me, "Who are you traveling with?" I'm like, "I'm by myself." He's like, "Your mom, your dad, nobody's at the resort." I'm like, "I'm here by myself." He's like, "Look, we have a problem. We need money. We need feria, dinero, plata." So I'm like, I don't have any, man. I go, the chicas took all my money. The chicas, they sucked me dry. I go, man. And then after he's like, well, you're not going anywhere tonight. Just staying here.
When they're checking they're taking your belts.
Before they took me, I gave my cell phone, which I had the money tucked in my cell phone, to the Amsterdam guys. I'm like, dude, put this in your safe. Don't let anybody take it. He's like, no problem.
Right.
So now that guy leaves. 30 minutes later, another guy comes. It's always like batter and batter cop, basically. More strict. So the second guy comes in, he's like, escúchame, Esteban. He's calling me Esteban and shit. He's like, escúchame. He's like, we need money. He's like, if you don't pay money, you're going to Santo Domingo. You're going to the big house. And if you go to the big house, you're not going to make your flight on Friday. He's going, you're going to stay here for 2 weeks. He's like really trying to get me scared and shit. And after like the third guy finally comes in, it's this big fat guy, dude. At this point, I was there like 6 hours or something. This guy comes in, Junior. This big fat guy comes in and he gun on his hip. And he like literally leans over and he like puts his shoe up next to me just so I can like, the gun could be right in my face. He's like, Esteban, how much money you have? I go, I have 500 pesos. He's like, no money at the resort? I'm like, dude, I told the other 3 guys, I go, I have no money. I go, in Canada, I'm on welfare. I'm on welfare. The government gives me money. And after he finally he couldn't break me. So I hear, because of me, I speak Spanish and everything. And at the beginning, they asked me, do you speak Spanish? Do you understand? I'm like, no, I don't understand. So every time they're talking amongst each other, I hear them.
How do you know Spanish?
Well, I've gone out with a lot of Latino girls.
Okay.
And I've learned from Duolingo, watching movies.
Right.
So I hear them.
They just,
so I hear them like, he's got no money. Let him go. So the guy finally comes in, Junior, and he's like, Esteban, I'm going to let you go home tonight. But you got to do me a favor. I'm like, what's the favor? When you leave this police station, you got to tell all the other cops you paid no money. So now I'm leaving and I'm like shaking this guy's hand. Thank you. I didn't pay any money. Thank you.
Oh, you're telling them, okay.
Yeah, I didn't pay any money. I didn't pay any money. And the reason for that is just so they don't think that
they don't get a cut.
That he finally squeezed me and he's not giving anybody a cut. So before I'm saying bye to everybody, and then I tell the guy that like put all my information on the computer. I'm like, so what does this mean? I go, the paper. I go, I'm not allowed in Dominican Republic anymore. I'm banned from the country. He's like, no, this I'm gonna erase this. He's like, bro, it's just a template. He puts your name in just to get you scared. So I walk out. There's a taxi waiting for me. At that point, actually, there was at one point that the Amsterdam guys came.
So they figured out where it was.
They found me and they were like, "Where's our friend? We're not going anywhere till our friend's out." And then finally, when they let me out, the taxi driver picks me up. I get in the car. First thing he asks me, "How much did you pay them?" Mm-hmm. I'm like, "I didn't pay them nothing." Yeah. And this guy's like, "Ooh, Chico!" Yeah. He's like, they do this to everybody. Yeah. Every tourist, they do this to.
100%. Yeah.
The guy that sold you the weed, he set you up.
Yeah. That's what it was. I'm surprised. Yeah. I feel like that's how they like survived it.
Because that was the only night that I didn't buy from Tony Montana because I couldn't find him. So I found this random guy on the street.
So do you think it was Tony Montana? He wouldn't have done that.
Exactly. If it was Tony, he wouldn't have done that because Tony even came to find me at the police station.
No way.
Yeah. He's like, "How you doing? I'm like, "I'm good." He's like, "Don't worry, hang in there." Yeah. And then when I finally got back to the resort, I think there was the Amsterdam guys waiting, and there was a few other people that were around us when this happened, and they see me come. It's like the president just pulled up. Mm-hmm. They're all clapping. These other guys that I met from the West Island, actually. There was these two guys, two Jewish brothers from the West Island that I met there. Mm-hmm. They got taken for like $3,000, bro.
No way.
Yeah, they got into a little fight on the strip. Yeah. The cops came and they ended up, how much? 6,000 pesos or some shit. Mm-hmm. 6,000 pesos they took off.
Well, like, because they said they had it probably.
The guy got scared. Exactly what did he tell you? "Oh, they're going to send me to Santo Domingo and shit." He's like, "I paid them." I'm like, "I didn't give them shit." I go.
That's so funny. Do you remember their names, the Jewish people?
No, I don't remember them. But good guys.
Yeah, because I know a lot of Jewish people around here. That would have been funny.
So yeah, that was a funny story. Leave it on that.
Yeah, that's a great story to end on for sure, bro. Yo, like, thanks a lot for coming. Appreciate it. And
Thank you for having me, AJ. Mm-hmm. Guys, this is LOWKEY MTL. Tune in, check it out. I'm gonna look at the camera for this. Mm-hmm. The setup is phenomenal. More artists should reach out to this guy. More entrepreneurs, anybody in the city doing something unique and interesting, come talk about it on the show.
Appreciate it, man. And check out the Hustle Podcast.
Hustle Podcast right over here.
If you think my setup is good, check out their setup.